This is your WCIA3 forecast first, sponsored by Matex Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
Thanks for staying up late with us after the game on this Monday night where the weather, it's not terrible. It's a little breezy out there tonight, but the temperatures are actually still pretty mild. We've got readings here into the low and mid-50s, still 54 in Springfield right now. As we take a look at the satellite and radar picture, generally clear skies, but more clouds going to build in here as we head into the day tomorrow, and our rain chances are going to start to go up as well. As you drive into work in the morning, you shouldn't have any issues at all. We'll put green lights out there for you. Temperatures in the mid-40s to start the day, mid-60s on the way home. But we're talking about some rain coming in there in the evening. We'll track those rain showers, talk about a big cool down in the forecast, but how we rebound nicely for the weekend when we come back. WCIA3 News starts right now.
Now on WCIA3 News.
Last summer, places were shuttered and events canceled, but this time around looks to be different. Plus, one man received the help he needed years ago, but it's a different story for thousands of others with disabilities in Illinois.
And a teenager was in a crash months ago, but a good Samaritan was in the right place at the right time. How they were able to finally reunite.
You're watching your local news leader. This is WCIA3 News at 10.
COVID has been a time where we've all felt just disconnected from each other.
People could start to reconnect as the state reopens, but what's that going to look like? Good evening, I'm Paul Cicchini.
And I'm Jessica Coons. Major life moments and events were put on hold during the pandemic, but this summer could look a lot different than last. While health officials are still warning people to be careful, businesses are preparing for COVID restrictions to change. WCIA3's Bryce Beeman has more from Monticello.
We hope as we all get vaccinated and things are safer that we can get together, and that's really our goal for the place, is for it to be a place where people can reconnect.
Weddings and events were canceled, businesses were forced to shut down, but now there's looking like a light at the end of the tunnel.
The positive is that we can do things. We just have to understand that there's different opportunities based on each phase as we move forward.
As the state of Illinois continues to reopen, more events are being planned for the summer.
A lot of our places are planning events, so they're outdoors, they can be spread out. It gives everyone an opportunity to do what they're comfortable with.
Illinois is currently in phase 4 of the reopening process, but the next step for the state is the bridge from phase 4 to phase 5, which means 250 people indoors for social events and 500 outdoors. Spectator events and conferences also will be at 60% capacity, which would be good for places like Monarch Event Center in Monticello.
I think we're cautious. Number one, like everyone, we want what is best for human safety first.
Monarch Event Center used to be a restaurant and brewery. The pandemic made it difficult for lots of restaurants to stay open, so the owners closed the brewery, did some renovations, and are now open as an event center, with hopes for people to safely be with one another.
As we emerge from the pandemic, perhaps it's a place where folks can spread out and have safe gatherings. It's also a nice, very large space where, you know, following state regulations, we can gather and help folks celebrate these important times of their lives.
That was Bryce Beeman reporting. The Monticello Chamber of Commerce has all its future events on its Facebook page. We have a link to that on our website. Now, as you heard, Illinois is still in phase 4. That bridge can only happen if 70% of people 65 and older have received their first dose of the vaccine. Some good news, we were very close to that. As of today, Public Health says the state is at 69%, but we can't move into the bridge phase yet because COVID hospitalization rates are trending upward. There are more than 1,300 people in the hospital across Illinois. The 7-day positivity rate is also continuing to rise. It's now at 3.8%. The state is reporting more than 1,700 new cases, and another 5 people have died.
New tonight, police searched woods in Urbana for about an hour for several suspects. They were called to the area of one Illinois North student apartments for gunfire. Said a group of people scattered, with some running north into the woods. A K-9 unit was brought to track them. Police were able to catch a few, but it's unclear if everyone is now in custody. First responders and law enforcement paid tribute to one of their own today. Deputy Brett Castle died Wednesday. A funeral procession honored him this morning in Charleston. Castle served with the Coles County Sheriff's Department for 14 years. During his time there, he was a field training officer, firearms instructor, and corrections officer.
A 12-year-old boy from Florida honored fallen state trooper Todd Hanneken this week. Zachariah Cartledge ran a mile in Hanneken's honor while carrying the Blue Line flag. Hanneken died last week after a crash in Bonneville. Cartledge founded the nonprofit Running for Heroes and runs a mile in the memory of a first responder who died in the line of duty. The flag Cartledge ran with will be presented to Hanneken's family. And services are planned this week for Hanneken. An employee with Dawson and Wyckoff Funeral Directors says services will be Thursday. There will be a procession from Mount Zion Schools to the cemetery in town. Hanneken's body was escorted to Macon County on Friday from a hospital in Urbana.
Friends and family are remembering a man who disappeared a year ago. Daniel Crosby was last seen near Pana in March 2020. His remains were found near the Tri-County Fairgrounds last week. Crosby's family held a candlelight vigil tonight at Kitchell Park. They say he'll be sorely missed and wanted to thank everyone who has supported the family over the last year.
He left a mark on everybody who knew him. I've met so many people who he knew, who came forward after he disappeared to tell us how much he meant to them, and that's been very comforting to us, and we're going to miss him greatly.
A cause of death hasn't been released. Investigators believe a fire at Target in Champaign last night was accidental. It started in an air handling unit on the roof of the store. It was evacuated shortly after 8. The fire didn't spread into the building, and at this point, a damage estimate is unavailable.
Nearly 18,000 children or adults with intellectual or developmental disabilities sit on a wait list and can't get the services they need. Advocates and the courts say it's because the state has not provided adequate funding. Our Capitol Bureau Chief Mark Maxwell talked to a mother who saw firsthand how a little help can go a long way.
I'll be honest, when we came here, we were in crisis. We could not handle the needs of raising 2 boys with autism.
A noisy, crowded school classroom was Dawn Williams' workplace for more than 3 decades. But for her son, Michael, that same environment was his personal nightmare.
Just overwhelming for all the sensory needs and things.
One day, 11 years ago, Williams said the trip to school went from difficult to dangerous.
Literally wrestled him into the van to drive him to school because he wouldn't get on the transport bus. And he literally kicked out a window in our van and jumped out while I was driving.
That episode forcing the family to make a tough call.
To have to place one residentially was the hardest decision of our lives for me and my husband. It still makes me feel like I'm going to cry all these years later.
But when they arrived,
the blue walls, the calming lights, the comforting carpeting, there's no bells. The sensory calm of this place is amazing.
They knew Michael was home.
They're doing life skills. Michael learned how to cook while he was at Hope.
More than 10 years later, Michael has learned much more than just how to cook.
Michael now is a global messenger for Special Olympics. He writes and delivers speeches throughout the state of Illinois. He also is learning to drive.
Amanda Brott is Hope Learning Academy's Chief Operating Officer.
We have a wait list all the time.
She says 18,000 people with disabilities are waiting in line to get into homes like this one, to get special help from dedicated staff.
They are unsung heroes across the board.
Their work is not easy.
Helping dress, helping shower, helping feed.
But over time, with enough space and repetition, good habits take hold, and what once seemed impossible starts to take place.
If you ever would meet my son, you'd be amazed. You'd say, there's no way that guy was nonverbal in a behavior challenge, because he's not anymore.
These programs, with big promise and potential, struggle to enroll new students in Illinois while neighboring states take important strides.
Wisconsin, just to the north of us, just closed out its waiting list.
Josh Evans with the Illinois Association of Rehabilitation Facilities says Illinois ranks 47 out of 50 states in funding programs for people with disabilities. Levels so low, courts had to step in and issue a consent decree ordering Illinois to increase services.
For the last 5 years, we've been found out of compliance with that court order by the court monitor.
A court monitor said it was the state's dire financial situation that resulted in a reduction of services and substantial suffering for people with disabilities. Governor Pritzker's budget this year would add $77 million to start addressing the problem. But advocates say it's not nearly enough. They want to see more than 4 times that amount, $329 million, to start providing services to those 18,000 people with disabilities who are right now waiting in line. Reporting in Springfield, Mark Maxwell.
Coach Bielema's roster is slowly filling out. We'll tell you who's committed as a quarterback for the Illini.
Plus, warmer weather means riders are out on motorcycles. What everyone needs to know to keep those riders and other drivers safe.
Kevin, windy, sunny today, but not necessarily the whole story tomorrow.
Yeah, we're going to start to bring in some colder and a little bit of rain for tomorrow after what we had today. Temperatures were in the 60s, and we're going to be back there again, but we've got that cold air that's going to come quickly barreling into the area. We'll talk about that in these winds. It's really windy tonight. How long will those stick around? We'll answer all of those questions coming up.